Every 10 years, the United States takes a massive inventory of its population, but the system relies on an incredibly rigid framework, forcing a massive portion of the country into categories that simply do not fit. Look at this official 2010 census form. Question 8 classifies Hispanic strictly as an ethnicity, not a race. Moving to question 9, the primary race list has no Hispanic option. Millions are forced into a stark black or white binary. This administrative choice has real immediate consequences. By denying the Hispanic population a distinct racial category, the federal government systematically dilutes their collective political bargaining power and institutional recognition. One creator from Refugio County, South Texas, decided to confront this exact demographic erasure head-on. Her name is Chris Elizondo. Elizondo's premise is clear. True societal equity is mathematically impossible as long as the federal government uses a double standard to track its citizens. What makes her campaign unusual is her background. She didn't start her career in Washington as a traditional political lobbyist or a policy wonk. She started as a musician. To understand how she ended up writing a formal petition to Congress demanding a change in federal standards, we have to look at the three-stage media ecosystem she built to generate her leverage. Elizondo cut her teeth in the Tejano, reggaeton, and cumbia music scenes, releasing independent tracks like her 2021 single, No Creo en Amor. This is a traditional Tejano band, the kind playing local dance halls and community festivals. For decades, these grassroots South Texas music networks have served as cultural foundations for marginalized communities. These independent circuits allow Latino audiences to build their own systems of cultural validation. They create stars and shape narratives entirely outside the view of mainstream Anglo-centric media gatekeepers. Operating in this environment gave Elizondo the foundational lesson of her career. Community-centric art has the power to legitimize an identity long before institutions recognize it. But to force systemic change, Elizondo realized she needed to move beyond participating in the culture. She needed to define its intellectual value in writing. In the spring of 2026, she published a self-funded monograph titled More Than a Queen, Selena, Hispanic Identity, and the Legacy That Changed America, seen here formalized by this Award of Excellence plaque. This image shows Selena Quintanilla holding a Grammy, visual proof of her national crossover success. Elizondo uses Selena to anchor her core political thesis. Selena proved that Latinos could achieve massive influence without sacrificing their language or softening their working-class Tejano roots to assimilate. Through the book, Elizondo took a widely loved pop culture icon and reframed her story as a strict blueprint for modern political representation. With the theory established, she needed to mobilize people. She launched the Chrissy Daily Dose podcast, turning her written arguments into direct audio action. In the spring of 2026, the show made a sharp pivot. Elizondo shifted the format from standard celebrity news and pop culture commentary to aggressive, hard-hitting political advocacy. Using decentralized hosting platforms, she bypassed traditional media conglomerates entirely. She weaponized programmatic audio distribution to directly educate her listeners on the structural flaws of the U.S. Census Bureau. The broadcast worked. She successfully converted a passive audience of music fans and readers into an active, mobilized political base. This is the formal document delivered to Congress in May 2026, titled The Formal Petition for Redress and Structural Amendment. Section 2 states her primary demand. The government must integrate Hispanic as a distinct, standalone option inside the primary race box. This brings us to page 2, where she outlines an aggressive alternative. If the government refuses to elevate Hispanic to a primary race, then it must enforce strict systematic parity by demoting both the white and black options into a secondary subcategory tier. The logic here is straightforward. Administrative systems cannot elevate specific ancestral lines to primary standalone status while forcing the Hispanic population to navigate complex conditional tracking layers. Elizondo's campaign represents a noticeable shift in how marginalized communities interact with federal power. She operates as a digital tribunate. Instead of seeking permission from established institutional networks, she relies on decentralized technology and independent publishing to force political dialogue from the outside in. Her trajectory offers a clear lesson. A community doesn't have to wait for a seat at the political table if they know how to use art, literature, and digital broadcasting to construct their own.